Welcome to another episode of Battle of the Bites, where we cook two related foods from scratch, then compare them to see which one reigns supreme. This week I got a comfort food competition for you guys. Fighting out of the United Kingdom, it's a rich mixture of ground lamb and vegetables topped with creamy mashed potatoes. You know it, you love it, it's Shepherd's pie. In the other corner, fighting out of the United States of America, it's everybody's favorite savory pie. It's the American grandmother's gift to the world, it's chicky pot pie. Without further ado, let's get it on. Chicky pot pie is probably one of America's greatest comfort food exports. It's really easy and it starts with the crust. I use the same short crust recipe for all my savory stuff that I do on the channel. It's a French recipe called pâte brisée. Add 250 grams of bread flour, 3 grams of salt, and 205 grams of cold cubed unsalted butter to the stand mixer and fit it with the paddle attachment. Once these little cubes of butter kind of resemble more of like a coarse sand, then we're gonna start adding our water. Cold water, that is, and we keep things ice cold to ensure that the butter doesn't melt on us, because if it did, we'd be left with a gloppy mess that would yield an unflaky crust. Add just enough water for the mixture to come together, then plop it out onto a dusted work counter and shape it into an oversized hockey puck. Wrap the whole thing in plastic and let it rest for at least 2 hours, or better yet, overnight if you can. This is going to keep it from breaking when we roll it out. Lucky for us, I made 2 crusts yesterday, so we are ready to rumble. Hey, These crusts are pretty hard fresh out the fridge, so don't be afraid to get a little rough with them. Now, it's a fact, everyone knows the best part of the pot pie is the crust, and I've seen way too many recipes that call for a single crust pie, and I'm not really into it. I'm also not a pie elitist, but this is unacceptable. We are going to make a proper double crust pie today, and don't worry, it's not going to get soggy on you. You'll see. Drape the first rolled out crust over a 12-inch cast iron. Then roll the second one out and hold it on a sheet tray covered in plastic wrap to keep it from drying out while we make the filling. Chicken pot pie needs chicken, so here I simmered off a whole bird for about 45 minutes, then let it cool a bit. Reserve a few tablespoons of that fat floating on the top of the water, then shred the meat off and set aside 4 cups. Save the extra meat and bones for something else. Bring a large skillet up on medium-high heat, then melt in 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter and 2 tablespoons of the reserved chicken fat. Add in 1 diced onion, 3 celery stalks, and 2 small carrots, 3 cloves of minced garlic, with a pinch of salt and pepper, then sweat that whole thing for 5 minutes. Now, sprinkle in the half cup of flour, stirring to coat the vegetables. Followed by your 4-cup chicky tower. Then the 2/3 cup Parmesan cheese, a half cup of heavy cream, and 2.5 cups chicken stock. Simmer this for 2 minutes until a thick gravy-like consistency is achieved, then taste and adjust seasoning if need be. Frozen peas, a must. That's 1.5 cups frozen peas, a 1/3 cup of parsley, and 2 teaspoons of thyme. Mix everything together, then remove it from the heat and let it rest for at least 20 minutes, or preferably until completely cool. If the mixture is too hot, it's gonna melt the butter in the pie crust. Now pour the cooled filling into the pie crust lined cast iron, spread it all around, then top the pie with the other rolled out crust. Cut the excess dough off with a pair of scissors, then tuck the 2 crusts between the pie and the cast iron. Use your middle and pointer fingers in tandem with your thumb to crimp the 2 crusts closed. Finally, cut a few slits in the top of the pie to help steam escape, and brush the entire shadiddly with egg wash. And the egg wash is just going to give your pie that shiny, clean, rugged Hollywood look. It's going to be like a young Clint Eastwood pie. Shout out, Matt. Finish the pie off with a sprinkle of textured crunchy salt, then bake the pie in a preheated 425 degree Fahrenheit, 218 Celsius oven for 35 to 45 minutes. I know, it's gonna be tough, but we gotta let this thing cool down before we dig into it, preferably by a window for at least 20 minutes before you slice into it. It doesn't get more classic than this. Pie by a window. Classic. If things go your way, you should be left with a crispy, creamy, double-crusted pie that holds its shape when sliced into. Both the top and the bottom should be flaky and crisp, and the filling should not melt out onto the plate before reaching your mouth. That is what we want. Okay, onto the sheppy. This is a deboned leg of lamb. It's a fatty cut of lamb, and we're gonna make ground lamb out of it because it has good high-fat content. Now, you don't have to grind your own meat, but doing so is noticeably different unless your meat is like fresh from the butcher. Make sure your sausage grinder is extremely cold. Keeping a cold grinder and cold meat ensures that the fat in the meat doesn't gunk up on you and clog the machine. Something I do whenever I sear ground meat is form them into patties, and this is just going to give us a lot more surface area to brown. And remember, brown food is tasty food. Sear off the 1.5 pounds of lamb patties until deeply browned, then set them aside. Dump in 1.5 cups of diced onion, 3 ribs celery, half a fennel bulb, 2 medium carrots, 3 cloves of minced garlic, and a few pinches of salt. Stir that around, cooking the veggies until translucent, about 5 minutes. Dump in the teaspoon of rosemary and tablespoon of thyme, followed by the tablespoon of flour and tablespoon of tomato paste. Mix that around for 2 minutes or until the paste begins to stick to the bottom of the pan, then chop in the ground lamb and deglaze with a 1/2 cup of white wine. Fine vino. Yum. Once the wine is reduced by half, add in the brown sugar. Extra dark. Worcestershire McDerby sauce. Bunch of BP. Our lamb or beef stock. Bring the whole thing up to a boil and reduce the mixture until 95% of the stock is cooked off, leaving us with a viscous sauce-like meat filling. Meanwhile, simmer 2.5 pounds of peeled Yukon Gold potatoes until tender, strain and mash them, then mix in a stick of unsalted butter, a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and 2 egg yolks for extra richness. And don't forget to season with salt. I'm going to pipe these potatoes to make them look purty, but you can totally opt for keeping things rustic and spreading them on with a rubber spatula, totally your call. Shout out to the Migos, hit me up, let's make a video. I would love to pipe it up with you, Offset. The meat filling should look glossy and rich, but shouldn't drip with moisture. We don't want things too watery. Dump the lamb mixture into the casserole dish, then pipe on the taters. Pipe it up. Bake in a 400° Fahrenheit, 204 Celsius oven for 30 minutes or until that golden potato layer is gorgeously golden bee. Oh, and we had a little extra potato, so we made a micro shepherd's pie because it was cute. Alright, that goes right in the microwave. Oh, that could be deep faked for sure. After its time in the meat sauna, the pie should be looking real nice. Just be sure to wait 10 or so minutes to let it cool, then dig in. Alright, we have everything done. The cooking is finito. Let us see who shall win the Battle of the Bites. We have our chicken pot pie here with some chives over the top, and our shepherd's pie. Let's start with the shepherd first. It's asking for it. Ooh, like a little quadrant. The cool thing is that they're like perfect little bites. Look at that. Wow. I mean, you can't go wrong. You got your veggies, you got your meat. It's super like umami rich. I always say that, but it's true. You got the mashed potatoes. It's really, really good to me. Is it a pie? I don't know if it's a pie, but it's delicious. Moving on to the chicky PP. Everybody knows, I've said it before, that chicken pot pie is good because of the crust. When people have that single crust cast iron BS, it's just not, I don't understand it, honestly. 2 things I don't like when people make chicken pot pies, they often mess up is, of course, the double crust. Second, the filling is way too runny, like way too runny. I like a thick, viscous pot pie filling that holds when you pick it up in crispy crust. Oh yeah. That was a chicken pot pie orgasm. Kind of hurt my neck a little bit, but that's the other side. Still get some of that scrape. Still crisp as can be. And a little gooey, a little gummy, which is kind of why pie crust is so good. Alright, I could lie to you and say that this one was a super tough decision, but honestly the winner, you already knew it, chicken pot pie all day. Is a little biased because I'm an American? No. because we deemed last episode beef bourguignon defeated the humble pot roast, and this time around the American chicken pot pie defeats the shepherd's pie. Both humble dishes, both delicious in their own rights, but if I had to pick one, I would definitely choose the chicken pot pie. That was fun. Now I understand that chicken pot pie and shepherd's pie don't have that much in common, right? Shepherd's pie is probably more akin to Greek moussaka than chicken pot pie, but I know that the world and many of you definitely love chicken pot pie and shepherd's pie, so, you know, here we are. Also, wow, you guys, we hit 50,000 subscribers. That's insane. If you're new here, thank you so much for your subscription and welcome to the squad. Another announcement: after basically a year of BS and back and forth, my website is finally finished. And what that means for you guys is that all of my recipes and everything I do here on YouTube and elsewhere will all be conglomerated on my website in one place for you to go check out. The website will house all of the recipes that we cook here on YouTube and in other social media platforms. So head over there, take a peek. You can search for your favorite recipe. You can read a little bit about me and what we do over here. Whatever floats your boat. I hope you dug the video and this series in general. If you did, toss me a like, it helps the channel. Follow me over on TikTok and the gram if you're into that short form stuff. And yeah, I shall see you next time, so toodaloo.